Welcome to Scott Cook's Special Edition. This is my 1,000 subscriber edition. I have a fairly new channel and I'm already at 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank each and every one of you that are watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are going to celebrate today by making a banana cream pie. One of my favorites. We're going to do the whole thing in the Ninja Foodi. This will be from scratch except for the pie crust, which is pre-made. But I'll be making the pudding, making the whole thing for you. And stay tuned. Let's go over some ingredients. You're going to need 3/4 cup of cane sugar, 1/3 cup of flour, 2 cups of whole milk. Don't use skim, low fat, none of that. It won't work right. Get yourself some whole milk. I didn't get them out of the fridge yet, but you're going to use 3 egg yolks. You're going to separate your eggs before we get started. 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 1/4 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Try to get the best vanilla stuff you can for flavor. And some bananas. It's important that you get the 6-ounce version. There is an 8-ounce. If you get the 8-ounce version, it won't fit properly in your basket. So make sure you get the 6-ounce. All right, to get started, take 3/4 cup of sugar and just put it right in the Foodi. Now you're going to take 1/3 cup of flour right into the Foodi. Go ahead and get your Foodi on. Sear saute. Bring it to medium. Hit start. As you know, Foodi gets hot pretty quick. So all we're doing here is mixing together and starting to melt our sugar. So we've just got sugar and flour in the Foodi, nothing else. And we're just going to let this get warm until that sugar starts to melt a little bit. Once the sugar starts to get a little melty, we are going to slowly add our milk. Very slowly add our milk. While we're stirring, let's talk about some other stuff. One of the commitments I'm going to make to this channel, and I've already started the process, I have new camera gear on the way. I have new audio gear on the way. I'm going to fix some lighting in my kitchen here so we can get a better picture. And I have put together quite a list of recipes, meals, desserts, things like that we're going to be cooking. Mostly in the Foodi, but we'll have a few surprises. Now, keep it fun, keep it funny, and keep it real. I mean, I'm not trying to sell you guys a Foodi, and I don't have, you're never going to see a link in my description that runs you off to Amazon where I get paid for something. That's not what this channel is about. Clear a little hole here. Yeah, we're getting pretty warm there. So we're going to add the first little dribble of milk, and we're going to slowly incorporate this milk. Okay. And you can already see what's happening right there. See that? All right, and then we'll go again. So right now, this is just the flour, the sugar, and the milk. One of the tricks to this pudding, as you can see, is the constant stirring. Now, we do have an advantage in the Foodi. That this is almost, I'm not going to say impossible, but very difficult to burn. On a stovetop, you could burn this pretty quick. Foodi, not so much. Just another reason to love the Foodi. Okay, you see where I had a little chunk of flour there? So you just bust up whatever's in there. Now I would not recommend getting a whisk unless you've got some sort of a silicone whisk. Just keep stirring. Everything will break up. Nice and slow. See how thick that is? That's beautiful. So we've got about a cup of it in already. And while we're stirring, it's probably not going to get bubbly quite yet, but we're going to get bubbly here in a minute. And once we get all the milk in, we're going to get it bubbly for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to kill the heat. Okay, that was about 1 3/4 cups of the milk, and we're still nice and thick. Just keep on stirring, people. All right, let's let that start to warm up and start to bubble. I'm gonna go grab some eggs out of the fridge and separate out 3 egg yolks. All right, I've got a little egg separator tool here. Crack an egg, drop it in, let the whites run off the bottom. Get another bowl, drop the yolk. Try to get as much of the white off as you can. We don't really want too much of that. That's one. And of course, I'm still reaching over here, stirring. Never stop stirring. And that's just about to bubble right now. When it does, I'm going to give it about 1.5 to 2 minutes of a bubble, and I may actually drop it to medium low because I don't want it to boil. I just want it to simmer. Let's do another egg. Okay, we're bubbling, guys. Looking good. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to medium low. And let me show you where we're at, see how creamy that is. You can see the pudding starting to form. Look at that. Keep it moving. See, it's sticking a little to the bottom there. Keep it moving. There's the bubble. Third egg. All right, we're gonna need to temper these egg yolks just a little bit so we don't have scrambled eggs. So what we're gonna do is just go inside the Foodi, grab a little scoop of the super hot pudding, and just put a little of the hot stuff in there and immediately mix this together. We don't want to cook these eggs. We just want to get them warm. Okay? You guys got that? And into the batter we go. And you want to be fairly quick on the job here. Get all this out and start mixing really fast. Because again, we're not after scrambled eggs. To get it in there, get her going. Okay, at this point, we're going to go ahead and turn the Foodi off. It is plenty hot, and it's going to stay hot. So we're going to really mix this in well. Really mix that in well, guys. All right, next in 2 tablespoons of butter for some buttery goodness, and just stir that around and let that butter completely melt. While we're letting the butter melt, we're going to get 1 1/4 teaspoons of vanilla. Again, try to avoid that imitation. It just tastes like alcohol, and it's not very good. I said 1 1/4, didn't I? There we go. And you know, if you like vanilla, you can always put a little extra little shot in there. I love vanilla. Boy, the house smells good now. Okay, guess what time it is? Time to stir. Oh yeah, look, see that vanilla getting mixed in? Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, that is a fantastic pudding. I still see a little butter, so we're just gonna keep working that in. And while we're waiting on that, go ahead and get your pie crust ready. And that's all I'm gonna do to it. 6-inch graham cracker pie crust. At this point, what you want to do is go ahead and slice your bananas and line your pie crust with them. And when you're doing this, what I like to do is to try to get a few up on the edge. I mean, you don't have to line this up, make it all pretty or anything. It's going to be covered up with that pudding in a second. But when you bite into it, you want banana about everywhere you can get it. So just sort of fill in the middle, push them up the side, and that'll do it, right like that. All right, well, you guessed it. Next thing we're going to do is pull that pot out and dump all of that pudding right on top. Guys, don't forget, this is right out of the Foodi. This thing is really hot. You can spread it out later. Just go ahead and pour. You're seeing, let me get my hand out of the way. I think you're seeing what I'm seeing. All right, want to get out as much as you can. Once we're done spreading this around, we do need to quickly take this over to the sink and clean that out, because now we're going to cook in it. We don't want to cook in it with that in there because it'll just make a mess. All right, smooth it out. Give it a couple seconds to just settle down into all the cracks, and while it's settling, we will go ahead and just wipe that. You don't have to do a full clean on it, but we do want to get as much of the pudding out as we can. Go ahead and take your pie crust and set it in your inverted rack. And a 6-ounce, like I said, is a perfect fit. And we'll go ahead and put that in the Foodi. Close your lid. Foodi on. Bake roast. Drop your temperature to 325. Set your time for 12 minutes. And at 10-minute mark, I'm going to check it. And if all is well, we'll go ahead and go for the 12. It's going to totally depend on the how much cream or pudding and how much bananas you put in there and what kind of pie crust you have. If you're following this recipe with these ingredients, 12 minutes should do it. Check back in a few. Let's go ahead and do our 10-minute check. The Foodi sits very close. When you put it in this rack, things sit pretty close to that, which is one reason I had the temperature lowered on it. So It's not burned, of course, but it is definitely getting brown around the edges. So I believe that is finished. I might let it go, another 30 seconds tops, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull it. Now, the sad thing about a pie, of this kind anyway, is you can't eat it. This is to be eaten cooled, and it has to be cooled before we can even cut into it, or it's just going to be one big mess. So, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to let it sit out on the counter here for about 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm going to move it to the refrigerator for an hour. So when we next meet, it will be about an hour and about an hour and a half later from right now, and I will cut a small piece out for you so you can see what it looks like, and I get to eat it. See you in a little bit. And here we are with our banana cream pie after it's been thoroughly chilled in the refrigerator. And let's see if we can't get a piece of this out. Show you what we're looking like here. Just make sure I cut through the graham cracker shell on the bottom. There we go. There you have it. Banana cream pie, cooked in the Ninja Foodi. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Leave me some comments. Don't forget to click that like button and the bell for notifications. Once again, I want to thank everybody for subscribing and helping me hit my 1,000 subscriber mark. And I hope you enjoyed watching.